Can't decide when to start carnivore? I feel you. I do. But as with anything, I think New Year's is the perfect time to start something new. We got New Year's coming up here in just a few days, and a lot of people will try different things, and let's be honest, 99% of those people fail. And in fact, there is a study that shows that there's a high correlation by the second Friday in January, that is when 99% plus people fall off the wagon on whatever resolution it is. So if you've been on the fence, if you think it might help you, if you've heard a lot of people talking about it, but you haven't mustered up the courage, we're past the bulk of the holidays now. I would challenge you. Go ahead, try it. Use New Year's, use the resolution this year to try to clean this up just to see if it would help. But there's a few little things that I'm going to say that if you're going to give it a try, you need to follow these rules. Number one, give it an honest try. Okay? It ain't going to work if you don't do carnivore. What is carnivore? Carnivore means that you can eat things only animal products are okay. That's any sort of protein. I would encourage you to stay more to the fattier cuts if you want to be satiated and you want to feel good and you don't want to feel like you're under eating. You know, there's nothing wrong with lean cuts, but if you're going to eat lean cuts, you need to add some fat in, add some butter or add some cream or add some sort of fat to the equation. If not, then stick to your fattier cuts of beef, stick to fattier cuts of fish. It's very satiating, it tastes good, and it'll keep you well satisfied to where you're not going to walk around just starving. The point of this diet is not to starve. You need to eat until you're full. So for 30 days, that's 30 consecutive days, I would challenge you, that's all you can eat, okay? If you're only going to do carnivore-ish, which means you're only going to eat mostly meat and just a few other things, don't even do it. You're wasting your time. It's not going to work. If you're going to have a cheat meal or a cheat day every week, and you're going to do it 6 out of 7 days, don't do it. You're wasting your time. It's not going to work. Because the reason that it works is the absence of other food. It gives your body a break from anything that could be problematic, and it needs more than just a few days. That's why 30 days minimum. In fact, if you're even sicker or if you've been dealing with some sort of autoimmune chronic inflammatory thing, I would say let's do 90 days. But if 30 is all you can muster up, that's better than nothing. You should notice some benefit at the end of 30 days. After you feel the benefit, you won't need me. You're going to call me and be like, hey, you won't believe this. And I'll be like, actually, I will. Now, the reason I say New Year's is a great day to start is that's actually when I started. I started it on January 1st, 2020. Did I think 6 years later I'd still be on this diet? No, I didn't. In fact, I didn't think I'd even stay on it beyond 30 days because I was convinced that I was going to be chronically constipated from the lack of fiber, or that my gout would flare up from all the red meat and my inflammation, or that all the cholesterol would clog my arteries, and all the list goes on. And let me just tell you, it was all fake news. None of that crap happened. In fact, it's the most anti-inflammatory diet I can think of. I can't think of a single thing more powerful than that, because that's what I had. I had lived with several chronic inflammatory autoimmune debilitating conditions going all the way to the Mayo Clinic. It was only getting worse. They were actually telling me that I wasn't going to be around much longer if something didn't change. And that's why I got desperate enough to even try it in the first place. You got to understand, I'm a pharmacist. And so this diet sounded preposterous to me. This is the absolute, almost opposite of what I learned was the healthy diet when I was in school. And even if you just go do a little bit of research online, they bash this diet. But I'm telling you right now, give it 30 days. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to your neighbor. Don't listen to someone saying that it's the most unhealthy diet that's ever existed in time. It's one of the oldest diets in the book. And let me just go ahead and remind you that if red meat and saturated fat are so bad, what do you think your body's composed of? If you took a knife and cut your arm down to the bone, there's a layer of fat, that's your subcutaneous fat. That is going to be saturated fat. And underneath that, you've got red meat. It's not any other color. It's not white or purple or orange. It is very much red. So if you're telling me that red meat and saturated fat are terrible, that means that you're just saying your body, and not just yours, but all our bodies inherently from the day we are born is terrible for ourselves. That's kind of an odd argument to make. That's all I'm going to say. So think about it. If your body needs to rebuild and repair itself, what's going to be the best building blocks available? Maybe what it's already composed of. You're not a plant. You're not made of wood or cellulose or any of these things that you're going to get from a plant material. Okay? Am I saying all plants are bad? No, I'm not. But am I saying that can they be problematic for someone who already has maybe leaky gut or IBS or some sort of a gut connection? When they get down into your gut, could they cause problems? Absolutely. If they leak across when they're not supposed to, your immune system gets to look at them and it can cause inflammation. If that happened to be the cause, and you just simply were never willing to give it a trial, to go for an extended period of time in the absence of the things that are causing the inflammation, you're now the problem. It's not the plants. It's the fact that you're continuing to eat them, and it may not be the plants. It may be all the other stuff that we're surrounded with in this standard American diet of ours. There's so many preservatives. There's so many seed oils. There's so many artificial sweeteners and dyes and coloring agents. There's so much lipstick that they put on this food. There's so many additives that are now in today's food that have never been here for the millennia that humans have been walking this planet. These are new things. Our body does not recognize them. The bacteria in our body does not recognize them. And when you put these things in repeatedly, the end result is inflammation. And let me go ahead and remind you, inflammation is the root of all disease, Every single disease state that there is rooted in inflammation. Let's get rid of the inflammation. 30 days. 30 days. If you're on the fence, do it for 30 days. Why 30 days? Because it needs some time. But secondly, after 30 days, if you notice that there's no benefit at all, that it's just been a big waste of time, guess what? You now have my permission to check it off the list. It didn't work. Time to move on. Time to try the next diet. Maybe the vegan diet will work. Maybe the paleo diet will work. Maybe the low starch diet or the autoimmune protocol. There's a whole bunch of diets, and I've done almost all of them. I can't think of a single one I haven't tried. And carnivore stands out, and it's not even close. It's not even close. When you're talking about decreasing inflammation, there's not a more powerful diet on this planet. There's really not. The only other thing that you could do that would be equally as powerful, and if you want to start the diet off with this, please do, because it gives the same result. Simply go on a 72-hour fast. Don't put any food in your body for 72 hours. Make sure you're getting plenty of electrolytes and fluids and plenty of rest. Make sure you're not stressed out of your mind and that you're getting plenty of sleep, because if you're ruining any of that other stuff, you're not going to have much benefit. It doesn't matter what your diet is. But if you give your body just a break from food in general, you'll generally get the same anti-inflammatory effects as you would from carnivore. Now, what I would say is if you do that 72-hour fast and now it's time to reintroduce foods, what a perfect time to go on carnivore, because you're already in a ketogenic state. You're already used to running on ketones. You're already in an anti-inflammatory state. And when you reintroduce good quality proteins and good quality fats that include all the essential amino acids and all the essential fatty acids that your body needs and nothing more, then you'll get to experience what I'm talking about. You will get to experience a premium source of fuel. You will get to experience low states of inflammation. What happened for me whenever I got to that point? Brain fog lifted. Brain fog that I didn't know I had until it was gone. I had this mental clarity. All of a sudden, I could come up. I could articulate sentences better. I could recall information. I could remember things very quickly. I had energy. I wanted to work out. I didn't have to just be like, oh, I gotta go work out. I was like, let's go work out. Let's go. You know what? Why are we sitting here? Let's go. I had energy. I wanted to play in the backyard with my kids. I was a better father. I was a better husband. I was a better friend. I was a better colleague. I was a better employee. I was a better boss. I was a better across the board. That's why I can't shut up about it. So guess what? We're to that time of year. You got to pick a New Year's resolution anyway. If you've been on the fence about this, this is the perfect time. Do it for at least 30 days. Please, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. If you do this and I don't care what your results are, whether they're good, bad, or somewhere in between, please keep me informed. I want to know how it goes if you choose to do this. All right, guys. Till next time, stay good.